Hey y'all, today I want to share with you part of my collage process where I take papers that I have painted via the monoprinting process and I collage them onto canvases that I have done an underpainting on. So this one is a finished one. Everything is collaged down. You can see how cool it is because the paper that I use is the Deli paper. It's the super transparent paper. I coat it with transparent paint, and when you glue it down with matte medium, whatever is underneath shines through the paper. It just gives you just really cool effects. So here is one of the canvases. This is one of my underpaintings that I do. I just take a canvas and slap paint all over it. This is part of my process of loosening up, part of my preparation process where I just take canvases and I just go to town. I have fun. I let loose on them and I kind of let them pile up, in the corner. And then when I have enough, piled up waiting to be transformed, I will take groupings of 2, 3, 4 and work on them all at the same time to create works of art. So I just want to show you how I go about gluing the papers to the canvas. So I use matte medium. It's my favorite kind of adhesive, so to speak, and I like matte. The reason I personally like matte is most of the papers, the surface of the paper is matte, and with exception of a few of the paints that really they turn out shiny. Like this is shiny, but this is fairly matte. I like the matte look. In fact, if I do an acrylic painting, I actually varnish all my work with matte varnish because it's just my fave. Another favorite is this Tim Holtz Distress brush. I have these in 3 different sizes. I actually have another video where I kind of show you this same process really quickly in using this Distress brush. I love this brush, so you can catch that video. So I'm just going to take the pieces off. I already have it planned out. I usually do take a photograph just in case I have forget where a piece goes. That happens. I did it the other day and had to pull the piece up once I realized I had it in the wrong spot. You get yourself into pickles sometimes, but if you kind of lay the pieces like off to the side, then you'll kind of remember where they go. So I lay out matte medium and then I put matte medium on the back of my paper, and then I just start getting this paper where I want it. What I really like about this paper is the fact that it is transparent. It's very, very thin. It lays down very, very flat. And it's one of my favorite papers to collage down. The other thing that I really appreciate about it is the fact that I can customize the color of it, by painting it. And I do get the paint onto the paper via my gel plate. To me, it's the best way to go. So if I remember correctly, this orange piece is gonna go in this corner. So getting the matte medium onto the board first, and then I like to actually lay the paper right down on where I just put matte medium to get matte medium on the back side, and then I just grab it and flip it over. It just really saturates the paper, both sides, and makes it pliable and very easy to work with. And you just paint. I like to rub it with my finger to feel the air bubbles, because you can feel the air bubbles when they're there, and then just continue to smooth around the gel matte, sorry, well, it is gel medium, but it's matte gel medium and super thin gel medium. Oh, you know what? This is supposed to go here, but you know what? I think I'm gonna let it overlap this. I'm gonna let it overlap that orange piece. Okay, let's see. This guy goes here, and I believe it is supposed to, I'm gonna cut. This is where taking your photo helps, though I can't look at mine right now because it is on the phone that is currently recording. So I truly have to go by my glorious memory. So I just let the piece hang off the edge, and I can chop it with scissors later. Most important is just making sure that it is stuck down on that edge. Okay, what else goes where? I do believe this goes here. And I had this open. All right, I know that this goes here. Where was this? This must be here, and it hangs off. Y'all, yes, it does, it does. Okay, so that means this piece has to go down first, and I might, okay, this doesn't touch. All right, I got it. I'm gonna put this one down. Whew, you gotta think it out. You gotta think it out sometimes. And you know what? Sometimes I get it wrong and I make a mistake, and sometimes the mistakes are not reversible. So you literally just have to go with it when that happens, and that's okay. It just adds to the character of the piece. Maybe, you know, the piece wanted to go in a different direction. I know that sounds a little woo-woo, but sometimes I do believe that's the case. Okay, see how thin this section is? When I press down on it, it gets even more transparent. It is so awesome. That is why, another reason why I really like to just press the paper down with my fingers and not only rely on the brush, because the brush can't give it the pressure that your fingers can give it. Okay, so now we're gonna go with this long piece, and it is gonna go all the way across. And you do, I mean, you can see I'm really working fairly fast, easy on these little tiny canvases. It's like a piece of cake to just kind of do the whole thing in one sitting. I don't necessarily do that when I am working on a large canvas. I don't necessarily do it all in one go. You have to do it in pieces, segments. Ooh, this looks so good. I love the transparency of this yellow piece. And this, look how fabulous, like the white shows through the pink, which is great. The reason, actually, I can just peel this off. I cover the sides of the canvas as well. Like I collage the sides. And so that I don't want the pieces to wrap completely around, because I might not want that paper to be seen underneath what goes on top, if that makes sense. I hope I said that correctly to where it made sense. Whoa, what is this? Chunk of something. Sometimes that happens. Maybe it was a chunk of paint that didn't quite stick down. Look at this, how great, y'all. Look how, oh, ooh, I love that. I love seeing all that come through. It's so awesome. You know, I had someone asked me, you know, why would you cover up the painting? Like, you put all that effort into the underpainting and you cover it up. They didn't understand my, you know, they were like, that in and of itself looks like a fabulous painting. And I don't see it as complete. And think about it. If I were to put these gorgeous transparent pieces of paper, glue that down to a white canvas, it would be so much less interesting than having this underpainting come through. It just gives it depth that it would not have if these were just, you know, colors on white. That's not to say that cannot work. It absolutely can work. I have done that before, but this is rich right here. This is so rich, and I just enjoy it. So I'm flipping the canvas around, and I definitely, just because it's easier for me to work in this direction, I definitely, there's a couple of bubbles here that I am just going to knock back. This orange paper, for whatever reason, was wrinkly kind of to begin with, which is interesting. Sometimes that happens. And I don't mind it. I don't mind if there's a little wrinkles or texture as the paper dries. This one has a little bit of wrinkle to it. Right in this area, the paper is just naturally has some folds and wrinkles, which is a-okay with me. All right, so I am just trying to get this lined up really well. Y'all, you know, I cut all of these papers with a ruler and a straight edge. That's how I get them. That's how I get these edges so clean and crisp and straight, is with a ruler and an X-Acto blade. Okay, I used a ton of, probably a little too much matte medium there, but that's okay. I am going to grab a pair of scissors so I can show you how I just kind of cut these bits off. I just sort of, even when it's wet, no big deal. I don't even care if it's a raggedy edge, because that edge will get covered. All right. Oh, this is fabulous. And this is not a completed piece. It will have, you know, I will collage more. I will collage motifs, cut out motifs on top. And of course, I still have to do the sides. See how jagged and ragged that is? No biggie. No big deal at all. Just stick it right down. It gets covered up. You'll never know. It just blends in. Oh, it's so great. I love this. I just love the underpainting. Lately, a friend of mine actually suggested, when I was talking about my process to her, she said, I think you should let some of the underpainting peek through. And I thought that was brilliant. So these are kind of my first pieces where I am you know, letting that happen with these. So these are almost, I don't want to call them experimental, but they are the first of their kind. We'll say that, the first of their kind. So I hope you gained some kind of knowledge, inspiration, something out of this process. Again, let me show you. Here is one of the paintings without the collage, and obviously here is a finished one, and here is another finished one. I haven't decided which way I want this one to go. Might have it go this way. Don't know. I'll figure that out later. That's the fun of abstract art, y'all. You get to decide. You can start in one direction and absolutely change your mind by spinning it in, ooh, I might like that way, another direction. So happy creating and happy collaging, y'all.